My name is Tommy Shelby, and today I'm gonna kill a man.
Thomas Shelby from Peaky Blinders is one of the most fascinating characters I've ever studied. Reason being, that when trying to sort out a profile and inherent lessons from a man like Tommy Shelby, you can't just look at what's obvious. You have to look at what's missing. There's a reason men fear him, even when he says nothing. And it's not the guns, not the reputation. It's something else. Something quieter. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what that is, and why they call Tommy Shelby the Immortal Man. Because it's not what you think. Before the suits, before the empire, before the legend, there was a grave that never closed. World War I didn't just scar Tommy Shelby. It buried him, alive. A tunneler beneath the earth, inches from collapse, surrounded by darkness thick enough to swallow a man whole. Down there, time dissolves. Breath becomes currency. And fear burns out, until there's nothing left. That's where Tommy changed. And here's the detail most people miss. He didn't come back from the war the same man. He came back as someone who had already faced the worst thing imaginable, and kept going. Hold on to that. It matters later. Now, watch him closely. Not what he does, but what he doesn't do. Tommy Shelby doesn't rush. He doesn't fill silence. He creates it. And then, he lets it work for him. His presence isn't about being seen. It's about being felt. Tommy walks into a room and lowers the noise without saying a word. Why? Because he behaves like a man who has nothing left to prove, and nothing left to lose. That combination is rare, and dangerous. But there's a cost to that kind of control. Forget everything modern culture tells you about masculinity for a moment, because Tommy Shelby operates on a different axis entirely. He doesn't perform strength. He contains it. Every moment is deliberate, every word measured, every reaction chosen. Here's the paradox. The more control he has, the less he needs to show it. And that's why people underestimate him, right before they realize they shouldn't have. That level of control doesn't come from confidence alone. It comes from something much darker. Tommy Shelby didn't survive the war. The war survived in him. In the quiet. In the sleepless nights. In the way happiness never quite reaches his eyes. He builds empires like a man stacking bricks against a storm that never stops coming. And this is where the myth starts to crack. Because everything that makes him powerful also makes him unreachable. Love slips through his hands. Peace stays just out of reach. And the life he's building, he can never fully live inside of it. Remember what we said at the beginning? That feeling people have around him? We're getting closer to the answer. Why do they call Tommy the Immortal Man? It's not because he can't die. It's because nothing finishes him. Not war, not betrayal, not loss, not even himself. Every time Tommy Shelby is pushed to the edge, he doesn't break. He just reforms. Stronger, colder, sharper. He turns damage into direction, pain into precision. And that's what people feel when they're around him. It's not just power, it's survival. The presence of a man who has already endured the worst and is still standing. That is what makes him immortal. But here's the twist most people miss. And this is where the story changes. Immortality sounds like power, until you realize what it takes to achieve it. To become unbreakable, Tommy Shelby had to be unreachable. To feel less, so that he could endure more. And in doing that, he didn't just escape death. He distanced himself from life. And that's the trade. And whether it's worth it is a question his story never fully answers. Tommy Shelby isn't feared because he's violent. He's feared because he's already faced the thing that terrifies everyone else, and it didn't stop him. But in becoming the man who can survive anything, he may have lost the ability to live freely at all. And that leaves us with the question that lingers long after the story ends. What's more dangerous? A man who fears nothing, or a man who has nothing left to lose? If you felt something in this, not just the story but the weight behind it, there's more here waiting for you. Because some characters aren't just written, they're revealed, piece by piece. Subscribe and step deeper into the stories that don't just entertain, they stay with you.
Happy or sad?
Sad.
Okay. But I warn you, I'll break your heart.
Already broken.